When hunger or craving strike, gimme Blue Diamond. Try over 20 classic, bold, and extremes flavors. Gimme Blue Diamond.
Crunchy, tasty, sweet, or savory. Always satisfying.
Gimme Blue Diamond. Crunchy, tasty, sweet, or savory. Always satisfying. Gimme Blue Diamond Almonds.
Hello, beautiful. I'm Amy Eric, founder of Madison Reed, a hair color company I named after my daughter. I started Madison Reed to give you the most gorgeous hair color made with ingredients you can feel good about. Are you tired of drugstore hair color? You deserve better. Spring is here and the forecast calls for your best hair color ever. Upgrade to salon quality hair color that nourishes and improves the condition of your hair without any harsh odors. It's easily done at home and we deliver it to your door. Plus, our hair color matching technology makes picking the right color easy, fast, and accurate. For a limited time, new clients get 15% off plus free shipping on your first online order. Visit madison-reed.com/promo. Take our online color quiz to find your perfect shade. That's madison-reed.com/promo. Try it. Love it. That's the beauty of Madison Reed.
Binge listen this and all your artist stations, plus any song from our library of millions of songs, all ad-free. Get your free 30-day trial of iHeartRadio All Access. You'll love it. Don't be basic, be extra. Start your free 30-day trial of iHeartRadio All Access now.
The free iHeartRadio app is #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one. Discover a new podcast from our library of over 350,000 titles. Here's an iHeartRadio podcast preview.
Money! We have a lot of nicknames for it.
Bucks,
Bills,
Smackaroos, Moolah,
Cheddar.
Dough.
But we know your kids also have a bazillion questions about money.
I wonder how money works. How is money made?
Who invented money and when?
How can you buy things with dollar bills and they're just pieces of green paper?
Who decides what things are worth?
What is money made out of? I know it's not paper because it doesn't rip.
Yeah, those ones. And answering them can be uncomfortable, scary, embarrassing, just plain awkward. Which is why our new show is here to help. I'm Jed Kim from a new podcast from Marketplace called Million Bazillion, made in partnership with Brains On. Each week, we're answering the questions kids have about money and how it works, and making your life a little easier along the way. Join us as we go back in time to find out who invented money. Because, yeah, there was like an actual guy, a king, who decided,
let's make a new technology, and let's call it a coin.
And we're going to teach your kids how to be expert negotiators. We're talking about life skills here, people.
So there's something you want, but in order to get something from someone else, you have to help them get there.
I mean, my mom was like, I can see that this negotiation paid off and you're very persuasive.
And we're going to figure out why things cost what they do, starting with pizza, with help from somebody who really knows pizza.
I get to eat pizza every day, which is also my all-time favorite food.
Plus, finding out how advertisers trick your brains into wanting stuff and how to fight against it, how to save money, to spend money, and a whole lot more. It's Million Bazillion from Marketplace in partnership with Brains On. We're going to help dollars make more sense. And we're all going to figure out how this thing, money, really works. It's Million Bazillion.
Listen and follow this podcast for free on the iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one.
Time to level up your kitchen game. Technique of the week on the Fork Report. Saturdays at 2 on KFI.
Wake me up before you go, leave me hanging on.
KFI AM 640. Bill Hamilton here on a very newsy Wednesday, May 10th. Some of the stories that we're talking about, amongst others. First of all, Dianne Feinstein returns to the Senate. She walked in, looked around, and said, "Where am I?" She's 89 years old. I have to make that joke. So, actually, she's pretty extraordinary for 89. George Santos has been indicted and arrested. That's coming up next segment. And the debt ceiling negotiations fell apart yesterday. Of course they did. Republicans, Democrats, that is the Republicans and the president are at odds. We'll see if that happens. Talk more about that. Now let's just move over to something that bothers all of us. And life is a-changing. Well, we know about return policies. That's just a given on the internet. And, is changing. First of all, it's free, right? Someone's got to pay for it. You've heard that phrase. There are no free lunches unless you're going. And there are plenty. And Jennifer is nodding her head.
Oh my gosh, yes, that's the best perk.
The free lunch is not where we want to go, but still. All right, I'll tell you, and Jennifer's in on this because she lives buying online. So, getting your money back was sort of a given. Was and is not quite as easy. And this is happening fairly quietly. For example, a retailer may say, you can get your money back, but you have to go to either the store or you have to drop off at Whole Foods, for example, with Amazon. Return places at Kohl's, and you couldn't just drop it off any place. UPS, for example, a lot of stores say you can drop it off at UPS, but you're going to be paying. And that is really upsetting for a lot of people. There's a world to this. Why did they do that? Why did they start doing that? Do you know when they first started, when the retailers first started, Amazon, etc., Sturpus first started selling online, people didn't trust it. People did not buy online. Something, it doesn't fit. I have to wear it. I have to see the color. I have to hold it up to the light. All of that. And they just wouldn't do it. So what did Amazon and other online retailers do? They just made it easy to shop. Okay, you don't know the color, buy 4 and return 3.
I have 10. I'm ashamed to say this, and yet I'm no shame in my game. 10 boxes of cowboy boots on the table, on my kitchen table right now.
To return.
I kept more.
And it cost them a fortune. And that's what they did. That's how they grabbed market share. And had to convince people it's okay to buy online. That was a trick. And they did it by doing this. There are companies that live on this. It's a Stitch Fit, I think, is one of the companies, where they send you every month or every couple of weeks a bunch of outfits.
Yep.
And they tell you, choose the one you want, return the rest. That's their business model. And at the same time, now, this was out of the Atlantic. You know what it costs these companies? 10 to 20 bucks to return an item. They don't even put them back on the shelf. They just throw them away. It's changing. You're going to be paying now because it's getting old. It's getting too expensive.
I'm still okay with that.
Paying for it?
The ease of it, of shopping that way, I'm totally fine with if they charged a return fee.
Well, they're going to do that now.
It's that convenient.
You're going to see that more and more and more. Well, Amazon Prime, for example, I don't know what you even pay, 120 bucks for that.
Yeah,
but if you use it every day, like you do, several times a day, like you do, 30 boxes of cowboy boots? Are you
14? I kept 4. I have red, white, and blue ones. I have sunflower ones. I have sequin ones. And cow print.
Cowboy boots. You're so white trash. Just
thank you.
See, she takes that as a compliment.
Heck yeah, I do.
I know you do.
Yeah.
Coming up, George Santos, Representative George Santos in federal custody, 13-count indictment. Wayne Resnick is going to join me on that one. Let's check in with Jennifer, live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
The latest consumer price index report shows prices in the U.S. rose slightly in April. New data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics show a less than 5% increase in the closely watched CPI over the past year. Former Las Vegas Raiders.
Watch out, pothole on road ahead.
Wide receiver Henry Ruggs III is expected to plead guilty today to a deadly car crash in 2021. Cops say Ruggs was speeding over 150 miles an hour on a residential road when he crashed into another car, killing the driver and the dog that was in the car. And the renaming of Fort Benning will be complete tomorrow. The Army installation in Columbus, Georgia, is changing its name to Fort Moore in honor of Lieutenant Colonel Hal Moore and his wife, Julia. We'll get a look at your drive with the KFI in the sky in just a moment.
A few years ago, well, actually now it's many years ago, I created a handle on thelaw.com. Here's why. People would call me up on the show, Handle on the Law, every Saturday here, 8 to 11 o'clock, KFI, and would ask me to refer a lawyer to them if they've been injured. And I never would. I just don't refer lawyers out. And they kept on asking, saying, we don't know where to find a lawyer. There's plenty of lawyers who advertise. You don't know which one to go to. So I created handleonthelaw.com. And here's the difference. Handleonthelaw.com lawyers are vetted. And if there is an issue, and I've had this happen a couple times where you are a little upset, a lot upset with what the lawyer does, I make the phone call. What the hell happened? Let's talk about this. Let's make this right. See, that's the difference. So, if you've been injured, a car accident, slip and fall, doesn't matter. Go to handleonthelaw.com, handleonthelaw.com.
SoCal weather from KFI. A partly cloudy day ahead with a chance of drizzle. Highs today will be in the mid-60s to the low 70s. This report is brought to you by Whole Foods Market. From the Southern California Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, let's go places and get an update on the 10.
Yes, sir. Well, this section 10, the San Bernardino Freeway, if you're coming out of West Covina right now, yes, it's real slow. The usual stuff from Azusa to the 605. But the West 10 express lanes at the 710 going in towards East LA, they are not closed. So it's a pretty good drive west, but just brutal of late. From the 605 over the 710, things are just moving right along. Enjoy it. Same thing for the 60. We came up to the 210. That's where we are right now. We're circling around the Rosemead on-ramp. There was a call for a problem on the on-ramp. I'm looking at it. It's just kind of busy. Yeah, I don't see anything in lane there for you. Coming away from the 605, I think it's an average morning drive. Just kind of slow pace, that's for sure. Going in towards Pasadena, I think we got all lanes open. I think we'll be okay. Eastbound side is looking good. Jeff KFI in the sky.
Get your binge listen this and all your artist stations, plus any song from our library of millions of songs, all ad-free. Get your free 30-day trial of iHeartRadio All Access. You'll love it. Don't be basic, be extra. Start your free 30-day trial of iHeartRadio All Access now.
Filling up on quality top-tier gas for less at Arco is an easy win. Another easy win? To-do lists. You can put anything on them to feel really accomplished. Wake up, check. Drink coffee, check. Drink some more coffee, check. Feel anxious because too much coffee, check. That's 4 checks. You're doing it. Just like when you fuel up at Arco. Put that on your list and check it.
Take the win with quality top-tier gas for less at Arco. Savings based on independent retail price survey.
And now an overly direct spokesperson for DirecTV.
DirecTV has 2 great ways to get the entertainment you love. Satellite or internet. Just like I've got 2 great ways to deliver my lines. Assertive and assured. Here, listen. Now you can get DirecTV through satellite or internet. And now you can get DirecTV through satellite or internet.
Yep, still got it. The same great TV with or without a satellite. Call 1-800-DIRECTV to guarantee your price for 2 years.
Are you feeling tired? Or are you actually just thirsty? Grab a water, my friends. To help hydrate, feel energized. The healthy way.
Funded by USDA SNAP, an equal opportunity provider and employer. More healthy victories at CalFreshHealthyLiving.org.
The internet can be an all-you-can-eat buffet for identity thieves.
So full. Too many maiden names. And social security numbers. Where'd you find those? By the password bar. Can't miss them.
LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss by monitoring your credit and bank statements. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year. Go to lifelock.com/aware.
In this week's Marketers Report, Raja Rajamanar, Chief Marketing and Communications Officer of MasterCard, talks about measurement.
Measuring sonic and sonic branding and sonic initiatives across the board, the principles of measurement are the same, but the parameters that you measure are different. We measure, and what we find is our investment is paying for itself in oodles. We have been partnering with iHeart across multiple platforms, both for brand enhancement as well as for performance marketing. I think the cut-through of the message and the recall of the brand are much higher. Also, that has been very beneficial for us to integrate some of our campaigns into the native content of iHeart. It has been a very nice partnership, and it continues to be very strong into the future.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
If we had the ability to travel to just about anywhere in the galaxy, would we be as evolved as Kirk?
You mean nailing alien women?
No, Mo Kelly. I was talking about aliens in a serious context, and you had to go all space herpes.
I'm trying to back you up here.
No, you're not.
Live 7 to 10 p.m. on KFI. And on demand anytime on the iHeartRadio app.
KFI AM 640. Bill Handel here. Wednesday morning, May 10th, as we continue with the program, and there is just a ton of stuff going on. Dianne Feinstein returns to the Senate. She, 89 years old, and her vote is desperately needed among the Democrats. There's so much, as I said. I'm going to do George Santos right now. Oh, I want to quickly remind you that tonight on CNN, who is going to have a town hall? None other than former President Donald Trump on CNN. Now, usually he only would talk to Fox. You couldn't get him on any other station or any other network. I mean, that was the Trump network. And this one is, well, two things. He's got some cojones for this one. Can you imagine going in front of CNN? And the other thing I've always wondered, why Democrats go on CNN and MSNBC and Republicans go on Fox. They're all preaching to the choir. You would think you'd go on the other station to try to convince a few people to vote for you. Because no one who watches a Republican, a conservative Republican on Fox is going to change the vote. I mean, they got him. Same thing on the other side. So tonight he's going to be asked, let's just say one or two questions. You think, we'll see how he does, and maybe he'll be asked one or two questions about the lawsuit he lost yesterday. All right, now moving into another federal issue, and this one is just entertaining as hell. Because there's really no influence that George Santos has. I don't know what committees he's sitting on. I don't know where Kevin McCarthy's going to put him. He's just a vote, and that's it. He's a seat. Much like when Nancy Pelosi was Speaker, Marjorie Taylor Greene was sitting on no committee. She was just a vote, a seat in the House. And of course, now she is on some of the most important committees out there because of Kevin McCarthy. But let's move into George Santos. This morning he was arrested on 7 counts of wire fraud, 3 of money laundering, theft of public funds, making materially false statements to the House of Representatives. When I announced this, Wayne Resnick actually jumped up in glee. You were clapping like a seal about to get a fish for a treat.
For once, your description of me is accurate and not exaggerated.
All right, so there's 2 issues here. One is the criminal aspect of it, which Wayne, you and I are going to talk about, and number 2, the political part of it, of which we are going to talk about. So let's talk about the criminal part, because I want to make a point. He's being accused of lying on his resume. You can do that. There's no crime about lying on your resume to get elected.
He's not being...
He was. He was. That was the accusation that originally we looked at.
Oh, you mean generically lying, not criminally accused.
That's correct. But let's talk about the criminality of it.
All right, a shout out to the Long Island office of the Eastern District of New York for writing this indictment in a manner that made it easier for me to wrap my head around the broad strokes, which you don't always see it. Now, number 1, there are 3 main things that he is criminally charged with doing, 2 of which are related to him running for and getting elected to Congress, and one of them has nothing to do with that. So, 1, fraudulent solicitation of political campaigns. He set up an entity to solicit campaign funds to support his campaign, and according to the government, took at least some of that money and spent it on luxury designer clothing, credit card payments, and other personal things, which is a tale as old as politics. Number 2, when he got elected, he was